Arousal, Anxiety, and Performance in Relation to Golfing by Michael Bressler. Audience, athletes, specifically golfers. Purpose. The purpose of this presentation is to explain how arousal and anxiety are related to sports performance. We will explore how different arousal levels will lead to more or less anxiety, ultimately deciding how people will perform in their respected sport. Along with this, the inverted U theory and individual zones of optimal functioning theory will be used to help determine results. Anxiety and arousal. Anxiety, an emotional response that includes feelings of tension, nervousness, and worry that is linked with an increased activation of the sympathetic nervous system. Arousal, a state of being activated, either physiologically or psychologically, and is one dimension of our effective response to emotional stimuli. Performance anxiety can come from many different aspects of life, such as different types of training in relation to game time play, cognitive thinking before time of play, or even a person's pre-performance routine. So, anxiety and arousal can be considered interchangeable, even though they're very different. So, the inverted U theory. The inverted U theory is used to illustrate the relationship between performance and pressure/arousal. This theory tries to explain that too much arousal can lead to poor performance and that arousal must be at a moderate level. This arousal is individualized per personnel, but still moderate to the individual. So as you can see from the chart on the right, over arousal is not good, and you want to stay towards the medium level, according to inverted U theory. IZOF theory. Individual zones of optimal functioning theory counters the inverted U theory. This theory states that optimal arousal levels for each person is different, stating always being a moderate level is not always the best option. Arousal levels can't be determined, and each person can perform at different levels. So as you can see from the chart on the right, for different sports, sometimes low arousal levels can be used for optimal performance, and sometimes high arousal levels can be used for optimal performance, depending on what sport you're training for. So I looked at a study on arousal levels related to performance with golfers. So participants, 12 students from Coastal Carolina, ranging from their freshman year to senior year. Each participant will fill out 2 paper questionnaires upon arrival. After this, they each will receive 5 practice putts on the green. Then participants will have 30 seconds to complete 3 different putts from the same green. Then participants will fill out another questionnaire after completed. Arousal levels. The participants will be separated into 3 groups. Each group will receive a different level of arousal while performing the task. The moderate to high arousal group will be listening to loud, heavy rock while performing the task. The low to moderate arousal group will listen to the same music just on a lower volume. And the no arousal group or control group will receive no music. Procedures. The participants will putt 1 ball at a time on an indoor putting green with a universal golf putter. When the ball stops rolling, the examiner will replace the ball with a marker to mark the ball's location from the hole while being able to move the ball out of the way for the following putt. Once this is done with all 3 putts, the length of the marker to the putting hole will be measured for distance. The distance will measure the level of performance. An average of the 3 distances will be taken to have 1 average score per participant. Anxiety. Anxiety measures will be evaluated in 2 ways. First, sport anxiety will be measured to access the anxiety level in athletic performance. Sport anxiety scale questionnaire 1, will be used to evaluate this measure, consisting of 15 questions. Time constraint is also added to induce more pressure. Conclusion. In pressure situations, athletes need to try and control their arousal and anxiety as much as possible. As shown before, it can really impact performance. In terms of golfers, they normally putt in complete silence, and this can make it more difficult to make putts in pressure situations. The experiment showed that adding some arousal before performance can help keep the putter in the best mental state to make the putts. Unlike the experiment where music causes arousal, there are plenty of different ways to cause arousal to help performance. Overall, athletes should notice and work on maintaining arousal and anxiety, as it can have a major impact on performance. Thank you. We're excited.